And then I got invited to play a show in Seattle in May. And I, for some reason, had the thought at the same venue, we should do a DJ-led worship set the next night.
Come on.
And just see what happens. So we did it. We did both nights. And I'm flying home from Seattle. And I'm going, man, why was the DJ-led worship night so much better than the normal club night? Like, everyone was crazy. Like, it was wild. You think like Bethel 6 p.m. services, well, like this was like chaos. And it was beautiful though, because everyone was encountering the Lord. And so I'm sitting there, all right, what do we do with this? Maybe we should try a few more of these, just see what's here. Call my friend in LA who runs Evergreen Church down there. Hey, this is what I think God's saying. This is something you want to get involved in. He's like, oh my gosh, I love this. Let's do it.
Wow.
So we figure everything out. We announce the show. And it sells out in 8 hours. And I'm sitting there driving home from pickleball, cussing out the Lord. Like, no, why? Like, why this? I want nothing to do with any of this, but why is this the thing that is like a thing? Because he goes, hey, this is the parallel of the industry thing. Because he specifically told me you have to brand the one in LA as Rave Jesus. And the name comes from a call I've been leading for 5 years for the dance music industry, for people that know Jesus, want to know Jesus, or want community. I mean, they're going to hear about Jesus on the call no matter where they're at. But, we get together every week, pray for the industry, pray for God's heart for dance music industry as a whole. And he was like, this is basically the show version of that. So let's brand it as that. And then after that show happens, we put some clips up on social media. Then everyone starts reaching out. You got to bring that here. You got to bring that here. And then a whole tour comes out of it for this fall. And then, and now there's all this music that's been, we've been writing more of it. And now for even like next spring, we're at like 15 shows.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Already. And yeah.
What does this hunger and willingness signal to you about the church and believers?
Yeah, I think it's bigger than the church. I think just where the world and culture is at now. Okay. We've never seen it since we've been alive, where the church is actually making, because weirdly in the last couple of years, the church is like making the best art that exists, because it's not agenda driven. It's like, hey, we just want to make great art because we're actually called to make really beautiful, great things. And what Hollywood and the music industry is releasing is just terrible right now, because they care way more about ticking boxes on quotas and things like that.
Ironically, they now have the...
No, it's weird. It's been flipped, where like the church used to try and use culture for a means to an end rather than create culture, where...
Wow.
And it was the other way around, where they would just like, hey, we're going to create culture. We're going to just create art, and that's that. It's totally flipped, where Christians are sitting there going, let's just go make great music.
Yeah.
And let it be a reflection of our relationship with the Lord, whatever it sounds like.
Yeah.
And then you have other people going, in Hollywood and other places, like, it has to fit like this. We've got to have this many genders and this many things and this many that, or else we're never going to release it. And so it's weird how everything's just totally flipped. Like it's been so bizarre, because growing up, like, the rebellious thing back then was like, let's dye our hair pink and let's get tattoos and let's, down with the system and rage against the machine. And then now it's like the new rebellion thing is like, hey, let's like be hopeful and forgive people and really be kind. And
well, I think, listen, man, I think it's funny. I shared this with Fab, but I had this encounter with the Lord, and the short version is he told me that an earthquake is coming. And I said, Lord, what do you do in earthquakes that man can't do in earthquakes? And he says, I tear down anything, any structure, any system that doesn't belong to me. Only those things that belong to me will be left standing. And I feel like, and he said, by the way, this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
And as you look at the landscape of the entertainment industry, the political world, and everything else, man, there's like this tectonic shift going on. And I think after we went through COVID and with the content that the industry has been putting out, which I participated on in the acting side of things, I thought to myself a while ago, like, I don't think we can get any darker. I wonder what's going to happen when we hit rock bottom. Because at some point, if you suffocate a human being long enough, they will get desperate to breathe.